What's good, everybody? It's the Cloud with Cap Show. NFL Week 5. Let me start with my Indianapolis Colts. We're going into Jacksonville. They haven't won in Jacksonville in about a decade. So it looks like we're going to lose, and Jonathan Taylor is out. Therefore, I'm going to go Jacksonville. I mean, with Jonathan Taylor out, the best player on the Indianapolis Colts is not playing. That's why I'm going against them. And Anthony Richardson is questionable right now with that hip injury. I think they need to sit Anthony Richardson right now. If we're going to invest in this guy long term, do not play him tomorrow. That's the simple terms. I mean, Joe Flacco looked locked in last week, threw for 2 tutties. So it makes sense for me to say, hey, let him stay out right now. Let Anthony Richardson heal up. Even though I do think Anthony Richardson, I mean, I looked at him last year, looks like the same exact player. Looks like a guy that's going to run and take big hits, and eventually he's going to get hurt. So I just think Anthony Richardson needs to learn to slide and not take these unnecessary hits. Because over time, when you're a quarterback and you're going to take big hits, you're just not going to last in the NFL. I mean, we look at guys like RG3, had a great rookie season, but then he started to take those big hits, and he got hurt in the playoff game his rookie year. I think he torn his ACL or something like that. It just starts to add up after a while. You're not superhuman. I don't care if you're 6'5", 260, it does not matter. Eventually, those hits are going to start to add up. So I think Anthony Richardson needs to play it safe here, dude. We're looking long-term here. We're looking this year and obviously the next years to come. Right now, I'm going Jacksonville. Even though Jacksonville hasn't won a game yet this year, they're 0-4. Trevor Lawrence, 4 tutties and 1 interception this year. Brian Thomas Jr., 2 touchdowns. ETN, 2 touchdowns. It just, Alec Pierce, Josh Downs are in the lineup, which are the Colts' best receivers right now. Michael Pittman Jr. is a solid receiver, but at the end of the day, Michael Pittman Jr. hasn't done anything this year. He's supposed to be the number 1 for the Colts. Right now, it's looking like Alex Pierce and Josh Downs that are number 1. It's pathetic. Michael Pittman does not look good. He just looks like an average receiver, dude. On a great team, he'd be a number 3 or number 4 receiver. I'm just calling a spade here. That's just how it is. Michael Pittman Jr., when he catches the ball, he doesn't really break tackles, and that's that. He doesn't break tackles. So if he catches a 5-yard pass, that's it. There's no, breaking a tackle. Whereas we look at receivers like Deebo Samuel, he catches the ball, he's going to break a tackle or 2 and take it for the house. There's differences there. There's levels to it. So right now, I'm going Jacksonville. They're 0-4. They're going to get their first win over my Indianapolis Colts. It sucks. It really does. In the over 45.5, I'll go with the under here. I think it's going to be a little bit low scoring in this matchup. It's hard to bet on the Colts without Jonathan Taylor right now. Even though Trey Sherman is nice, I don't see it playing out like that. I just don't, man. So let me get the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. Colts haven't won in a decade there since Andrew Luck. So it's been so long. Let me get the Jags here. Then we got the London game, the New York Jets versus the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are 2.5-point favorites. And look, I'm going to go Minnesota right now. Minnesota's undefeated. They're 4-0. Justin Jefferson and Sam Darnold are locked in. Even though Aaron Rodgers plays Minnesota twice a year back in Green Bay all the time, right now, man, what I've seen from Minnesota, they're one of those teams where how are they 4-0? How are they 4-0 with Sam Darnold, who used to be trash, right now is looking great. 11 tutties this year for Sam Darnold, only 3 picks. That's insane to me. Aaron Jones, just 1 touchdown. Justin Jefferson, 358 yards receiving and 4 tutties. Straight crazy right now. And we look at the Jets, they're 2-2 right now, kind of sloppy. Aaron Rodgers is doing the bare minimum to get by. 5 touchdowns, 1 pick. Everybody's fan favorite, Breece Hall, which was a great running back, right? He's got 2 touchdowns this year. What did he do last week in the 9-10 loss? Nothing. I think he had negative yards. Didn't even get in the end zone, had 1 yard to go. I had him for anytime touchdown in a crazy parlay, and he screwed me over. And I'm looking at, I'm never betting on Breece Hall again, dude. Breece Hall is sold out. I've always thought Breece Hall was overrated. Everybody bought into the hype for him. And it's what has he done? Even in fantasy terms, what has he done? Nothing. He hasn't done a thing, dude. Breece Hall is not that good. I think he's overhyped. I think a lot of people just expect that he's some type of great athlete here. It's no, bro. He's not that guy. He's just not, man. He's just not that guy. But, anyway, I'm going to go Minnesota here in this matchup. It just makes sense to me overall to go Minnesota. So I'm going Minnesota in London. This is a 9:30 game, early morning. So I'm going to go Minnesota over the New York Jets. And then we got the Baltimore Ravens in Cincinnati. Cincinnati finally got their first win last week. Baltimore's 2.5-point favorites. It makes sense right now. We look at Baltimore, what they did last week. Derrick Henry just took off on him. I mean, it's crazy, man. Baltimore is legit. However, there are upsets that happen every single week in the NFL. And I think this is one of the upset type of games here. What I saw from Cincinnati is Cincinnati's a team that starts off slow, then they start to pick up momentum. And I think this is a huge game for Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals to really take off here. So I'm gonna go the Bengals here. Call me crazy. I mean, what the Baltimore Ravens did last week, it makes sense to go Ravens, but it's a different matchup. It's a different week. They're in Cincinnati, and I think Joe Burrow and company and Jamar Chase, they're locked in. They got T. Higgins. I'm telling you right now, I think it's gonna be a shootout. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I like the over in this matchup. The over is 48.5, which is high. That's really high, even though a lot of people are going with the under. I like the over in this matchup. What I've seen from the Bengals, man, I'm telling you right now, the Bengals are locked in, and I get it. You know, everybody's on the Baltimore bandwagon right now with Derrick Henry and Lamar. They're a run-first type of team, but I just think right now I'm going Bengals here. I'm going Bengals. I think Zach Moss and Jamar Chase are the X factors in this matchup. Obviously, Jamar Chase, I expect him to have breakout games every single game. If Jamar Chase wants to get paid $35, $36 million a year, let's see it, Jamar Chase. This is the type of game where we need 2+ touchdowns. So, Jamar Chase, let's go. Take off. I like the Bengals with the upset over the Baltimore Ravens this weekend. I know it's a long shot, but I like the upset here. And then we got the Miami Dolphins in New England. New England is actually underdogs here. Miami's 1-point favorites, which I don't understand why. In New England, it just doesn't make sense to me. However, Miami Dolphins do play the Patriots nice. They have the past 5-6 years. So, it does make sense to me to go Miami, but who's Miami's quarterback? Who's Stephen Thompson? Never heard of the dude. I don't know much about him. Tyreek Hill does not look good. I think Tyreek's over right now is 38.5 on yards. That is crazy to me. Now, obviously, if they had Tua, it'd be completely different, but I just think right now, man, Miami, it's just a long shot for them to win. I'm going to go Patriots here. I'll take the underdog at home. I think the Patriots are a better coached team right now. I think they have the better defense than the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are trying to figure out who they are. The Dolphins are 1-3 now. So, if they lose this game, it's what's next for Miami? Is Tua going to come back this year? What's Tua going to do? I just think it's a long shot for Miami right now. I'm going to go the Patriots. I think that's a safer bet right now. I'm going to go Patriots. Jacoby Brissett, I expect him to throw for 1 touchdown, maybe 1 touchdown. But Stevenson, I expect him to score. That's probably the best bet all week in this game right here specifically, is Stevenson to score anytime touchdown. I like that. Patriots like to run the ball. I just think Miami, they're too finesse team. They don't have a quarterback, and that's huge in the NFL. You got to have a quarterback if you want to succeed in the NFL, and the Miami Dolphins don't. And what's crazy, the under is 35.5. That is so freaking spooky to me. So basically they're saying this is going to be a low-scoring game. Look, I'm not even going to touch the over-under. The only thing I'm going to touch in this game is Stevenson anytime score, the Patriots running back. That's the safest bet for me. It makes sense. New England at home. I'll take that all day in that matchup. Then we got the Cleveland Browns going to the Washington Commanders. Washington's 3-point favorites, and it makes sense. And I'm going Washington right now. I think Jaden Daniels deserves to be in the MVP talk right now. Not Rookie of the Year. I'm talking MVP of the NFL. What Jaden Daniels has done so far has been really magnificent. Nobody talks about Jaden Daniels. Everybody kind of written him off, and that's what's crazy to me, dude. This year, dude, he's got 3 touchdown passes, 1 interception. He's got 2 to 4 rushing touchdowns as a quarterback for Washington as a rookie right now. So that's crazy. 4 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns, only 1 interception. So Jaden Daniels, man, what I've seen turning Washington around. Normally Washington is 1-3 at this point. They're 3-1. And they're playing at home. They're playing the trash Cleveland Browns. They're playing trash Deshaun Watson, who is completely just hit a 360 out of his whole career. I mean, we remember Deshaun Watson at Clemson and Houston. We're hyping Deshaun Watson hey, this guy's going to be a legend quarterback one day. He's going to win a Super Bowl one day. Now he's on the outside looking in. Looks like he's going to be a backup for the rest of his career now. Like, dude, straight up just trash, dude. I don't know how much to put it, dude. Like, I used to be a huge fan of Deshaun Watson until he got in these allegations at the massage parlors wanting, handies and shit. Like, come on, bro. Like, you're a target, man. Like, you're a $200 million quarterback and you're over here banging for, freaking, quick, hand jobs and shit, dude. Like, come on, Deshaun. What are you thinking, bro? Over here, like, I don't know, dude. Like, out of the 24 lawsuits, 23 got dismissed. One's not dismissed right now. I don't know what to think of the whole Deshaun thing. Like, it's just spooky to me. But look how he's playing now. He's got 4 touchdowns and 3 picks this year. Like, and they're 1-3. Like, the Browns are 1-3. They got talent around them. They really do. I mean, it's just pathetic, dude. I'm going to go Washington here. I'm very confident in Washington. I'll be very surprised if Cleveland Browns go into Washington and beat them. The way Jaden Daniels is playing right now, like I said, MVP talk right now. In the first 4 games, he deserves to be in the MVP talk. Shout out to Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders. They're rolling right now. I got them all day in this matchup. I'm very confident in that pick. And then we got the Buffalo Bills versus the Houston Texans. Texans are 1.5-point favorites in Houston. This is a 1 o'clock slate. Look, this is a coin flip type of game. But right now, I think the Bills are going to bounce back. I like Buffalo. I think Josh Allen, anytime touchdown, is a great bet. Even though I like C.J. Stroud also to throw for 2+ touchdowns. So I think this is going to be a shootout. I definitely like the over. 47.5 is the over-under. I like the over in this matchup. I think they're going to put up a lot of points in this matchup. I really do. I think C.J. Stroud and Josh Allen have a great game. But I think ultimately the Buffalo Bills are going to find a way to win. I do. What I've seen from Houston the past couple of weeks has been fluky to me. I mean, they should have lost last week to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They got lucky. Jacksonville bailed them out, literally. They had multiple times to run away with that game, and they didn't. They let Houston hang around, and they ended up scoring last second. But I just think Houston takes an L this game. I think Josh Allen is the difference maker, and I think James Cook, man. I mean, James Cook's a really underrated running back. He's got 3 touchdowns this year. I think very underrated. Shakir is out, I believe. Yes, he's out with an ankle injury, which sucks. One of their key receivers for Buffalo. I'm still going to go Josh Allen here. It's going to be interesting. Josh Allen and his old boy, Stephon Diggs, going at, both sides, man. Like, it's going to be interesting to see if they even shake each other up. Are they beefing still? Who knows with that relationship, how Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs handle that. But I think Josh Allen understands that, hey, I need to have a ball-out game this game. And I think Josh Allen, anytime touchdown score, is definitely a great pick in this matchup. So let me go Buffalo in a close one with the over. I like that. Let's freaking go! And then we got the Carolina Panthers versus the Chicago Bears. The Bears are 4-point favorites. Dude, I think I like Carolina. I really do. Andy Dalton, he's locked in. 5 touchdowns, only 1 pick. What I've seen from the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams has not been enough. 3 touchdowns, 4 picks. I mean, playing like a true rookie quarterback that really doesn't understand coverages yet. It's a little too fast for him right now. I mean, he's got so much talent, or Caleb Williams has so much talent around him, but nothing to really show for it. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen. I mean, like DeAndre Swift, dude, like so many key players, and yet the Bears aren't putting up big points. They're just not, dude. So let me take Carolina and Chicago unless Chicago turns around, in this matchup. I mean, I could see it maybe, but I just think I'll take the +4 with the Panthers. Even if the Panthers lose by 3, I still win the bet. I like Carolina right now. I just do, man. Even though the Chicago Bears have some defensive players out, a cornerback out, Terrell Smith. They got Pickens, a defensive tackle out. So I just think overall, man, I'm going Carolina here. Yes, this is an upset alert game. What I've seen from Chicago offensively has been terrible. Absolutely terrible. And Caleb Williams, I'm looking at him saying, bro, are you really, you're the number 1 pick here, and you're not playing like it right now. So turn this season around. This is the game to turn it around if you're the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams. But I'm going Carolina Panthers in this matchup. And then we got the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Denver Broncos. Broncos are 3-point favorites in this matchup, and I'm going Broncos. I mean, Las Vegas Raiders have a ton of players out. Devontae Adams wants out of there. He wants traded. He wants a real quarterback. Even though Minshew, he's a number 2 quarterback. He really is, and I feel for him. I think he needs to go to the Jets with his old boy Aaron Rodgers and go somewhere else. Because right now, Devontae Adams with the Raiders, it's just not cutting it right now. It's just not. I understand his pain. I feel him because it's like, bro, sometimes he's open, doesn't even get the ball thrown his way. So it's like, what else do you want him to do? So I'm going Denver here. Bo Nix, they got a great defense, obviously a better coach. on Denver's side, so I'm betting on the better coach right now, and that's Denver. So I'm going to take Denver in Denver. I'll take that all day in that matchup. And then we got the Arizona Cardinals versus the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are favorites by 7 points, which is kind of fluky to me. I like 49ers money line. I think this game's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be close. I think Arizona normally plays San Francisco great. Kyler Murray and company, kind of a shaky start. 1-3 right now. They had high expectations with Marvin Harrison Jr. I just think the mojo right now is not there yet. I think they need to find who they are. But right now, I'm betting on the better team, and that's San Francisco. I'm betting on the better defense, and that's the San Francisco 49ers. So, and we look at Jordan Mason, a great running back. He's got 3 touchdowns this year. Jennings got 3 touchdowns. Debo's back. Kittle's back. Brock Purdy, 5 touchdowns, 2 picks. So I like San Francisco at home. This is a game San Francisco needs to win to be above 500 here. And without McCaffrey, who knows when McCaffrey's coming back? They need McCaffrey. To say they don't need McCaffrey is pretty insane to me, bro. Like, we're talking a dynamic player, a player that can receive it too, that can catch out in the open field, get a mismatch on a linebacker. Really, we don't see Mason doing that. We see Mason just really run blocker here. He's not really a catcher like McCaffrey is. They need McCaffrey back if they want to go to the Super Bowl again. And without McCaffrey, the San Francisco 49ers do not even make it to the Super Bowl this year. That's how valuable McCaffrey is. But let me take San Francisco money line in this matchup. And I like Mason to score. I think that's a safer bet. Or Deebo Samuel, anytime touchdown. I like that as well. And then we got the Green Bay Packers versus the LA Rams. The Green Bay Packers are 3-point favorites. This is the 4 o'clock slate. Look, man, this is a coin flip type of game. It's tough. I really don't know who's going to win. But obviously, if I had to choose, I'll probably go Green Bay. Jordan Love, I just think Josh Jacobs, man, like, really shaky start, dude. Like, I don't know what it is. There was a lot of games where Josh Jacobs should have got in and didn't get in for a touchdown. Like, Josh Jacobs, this is a game where he needs to eat here. He needs to really take off, score a couple touchdowns, because we know Kyren Williams, he's got 5 tutties this year. And I like that bet as well. I like anytime touchdown for Kyren Williams. I think he's got 8 consecutive games with a touchdown, something like that. So, shout out to Kyren Williams, a former running back for Notre Dame boy. I love it, dude. Matt Stafford kind of getting old. I think eventually Sean McVay understands that, hey, I'm going to have to get a quarterback eventually. Matt Stafford, he's on his last 2 years, really, in the NFL. I just think he's always hurt, just moves weird, moves like a 45-year-old man out there. Like, just not quick at all. Just a true pocket passer. Can't really run that much. So, I just think, let me get Green Bay right now. Green Bay's the better team. Let me bet on the better team. LA Rams, without Cooper Kupp, Puka, those guys, it's tough. It's tough to bet on the Rams right now. So let me go Green Bay. And I like both running backs to score. Kyren Williams and, yes, Josh Jacobs, please score. This is a game where you need to score. If you want to win, you got to score. Let me get both the running backs to score anytime touchdown. And then we got the New York Giants in Seattle. Geno Smith, man. Shout out to Geno Smith. Really underrated quarterback. He's got 4 touchdowns, 4 picks. Geno Smith really is a pocket passer. Doesn't run that much. Even though he does throw some questionable balls, he does have DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf, 2 touchdowns. Kenneth Walker is in the lineup. 4 touchdowns this year. Kenneth Walker, one of the best running backs in the NFL out of Michigan State. I just think right now, man, what I've seen from Daniel Jones, he's an okay quarterback, but he's not a Super Bowl winning champion quarterback. I think the Giants eventually need to move on from him. I think eventually they need to get a younger quarterback in that system to really just take off there. I don't think Daniel Jones is the guy whatsoever. So let me go Seattle. In Seattle, this makes sense to me. Even though upsets do happen, Giants could very well upset them. But let me go Seattle right now. In Seattle, they always play great. I like Kenneth Walker anytime touchdown. And also I like the over, 42.5. I think Seattle puts up 30-plus points this game. I think they take off here. DK, I like for a touchdown as well. DK, Kenneth Walker, anytime touchdown. You heard it from Cap, no Cap. Take off Seattle. Let's go. And then we got the Sunday night football game. The Dallas Cowboys in Pittsburgh. I love this matchup, man. Pittsburgh's 2.5-point favorites. It makes sense. I mean, we look at Dallas and realize, hey, they are who we thought they were. They're subpar. They're the nice Corvette off the lot. They're going to lose value. It's just, it's typical Dallas. They invested a lot in Dak Prescott, a guy who's won 2 playoff games in his career in Dallas. 2. He's won 2 playoff games. So you guys love Dak Prescott, a guy that's only won 2 playoff games? Like, okay, I'm trying to figure it out here. Dallas, are you really loving Dak Prescott here? Like, no, you shouldn't, dude. Don't buy into that bait. Don't buy into the lies here. Dak Prescott is a subpar quarterback. I'm trying to tell you guys. He has great talent around him. He has one of the best receivers in the league, top 3 receiver in the league in CeeDee Lamb, and somehow they're not scoring points. What is that? Are we going to blame the offensive line here? Like, I don't know what it is. Yes, I understand they don't have a run game, but still, bro, like, come on, dude. Dak Prescott is not that guy. I'm sorry, dude. I try to tell Dallas Cowboy fans that. 2 playoff wins in his whole career in Dallas. That's not cutting it. I mean, like, dude, the only one I remember is against Seattle. That's it, dude. Like, it's pathetic, man. But let me go Dallas. I'll take Dallas, though. I'll bet on Dallas this game, even though it's in Pittsburgh on Sunday night. This is a primetime type of game. Justin Fields is balling out this year. 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, just playing solid. Great completion percentage. I just think overall, man, I'd probably go with the under in this matchup, 43.5, even though that's on the border. I don't even want to bet on the over-under. I'd rather bet on touchdown scores. And my touchdown score of this game is CeeDee Lamb. The best player on the field is CeeDee Lamb right now. And then George Pickens on the other side is nice as well. But let me go CeeDee Lamb anytime touchdown for Dallas. And let me go Dallas money line. Money line Dallas, CeeDee Lamb anytime touchdown this Sunday night football matchup. That's what I'm going with. I just think Dallas is a little bit better team. Even though we look at Micah Parsons and that Dallas defense, it's like, who are you guys? You guys like to chirp a lot and talk a lot, but when it comes big boy time, you guys don't show up. This is a game where I want to see Dallas defense show up here and try to shut out Justin Fields and company. This is a game where they need to hold the Pittsburgh Steelers under 10 to 13 points this game. I can see it happening. Let me go Dallas, money line, CeeDee Lamb, anytime touchdown in this matchup. And then we got the Monday Night Football game, the New Orleans Saints in Kansas City. Kansas City's under favorite. Kansas City's 5.5-point favorites here. However, I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to take the spread on the New Orleans Saints here at 5.5. I'll take that. Why? Because we're talking about the Saints that can put up big numbers here. Kamara can put up big numbers. Derek Carr, Chris Olave. They got a great offense. I think an even better offense right now than Kansas City. Kansas City has Pacheco out. Rashid Rice out. Their 2 main offensive players are out right now. So, yes, Travis Kelce's going to eat. I even like Travis Kelce to score a touchdown, but I like the upset here. I like New Orleans Saints going in on primetime on Monday night, winning in a close one by like a game-winning field goal here. I could see that happening. What I've seen from Kansas City, they've got lucky. They should have lost to the Bengals. The Bengals blew that game. I just think overall, yes, they're looking for a 3-peat. They can still do it when they get Pacheco back and Rashid Rice back. But this matchup alone, I love the plus spread on the New Orleans Saints. I think people are sleeping on the Saints. I think Derek Carr is going to throw for 2+ touchdowns in this matchup. So I like that bet. I like the spread Saints, 2+ touchdowns from Derek Carr, and I like Travis Kelce over on yards, and I like Alvin Kamara anytime touchdown. That's a crazy 5-legger. I think it's going to hit. You can add a couple more in there as well. You can add, just other, anything else you want to add. But even Patrick Mahomes, 2+ touchdowns, I like that as well. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. So give me the over. Give me the over as well. 43.5. I like the over in this matchup on primetime on Monday Night Football. I just like Derek Carr and company, man. What I've seen offensively, what I've seen from Kansas City. Yes, Kansas City, they've won it back-to-back years. They're looking at 3-peat. They find ways to win. But I think this is where they take their first L here. They're playing a real legit offensive threat where Kansas City really hasn't played yet this year. Yes, the Bengals, I get it. But right now, Saints have one of the top offenses in the league. And I think Derek Carr is going to go towards the Kansas City secondary. I really do. You heard it from Cap, no Cap. That's my upset game. Is the New Orleans Saints over the Kansas City Chiefs. And then my other upset game is the Cincinnati Bengals over the Baltimore Ravens this weekend. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. You heard it from Cap, no Cap. Take off, run up a bag. It's the Cloud with Cap show. Let's go!